Good morning, everybody. I just want you to know that we have officially entered the season of Christmas. Do you realize for 25 days now on Freeform you can watch all Christmas movies? So it's official. The Christmas season is upon us. Turn on the lights, blare the music. It's all good. Freeform says it's all good, right? I'm joking. But you know what I'm saying. Christmas is all around us. I hadn't been up here on second floor Perry Center, but I had somebody ask me if I was going up to Christmas Land, and now I know what they're talking about because this is beautiful. It's cool up here. Our whole campus is decorated. It's busting out for Christmas. I mean, you can see it everywhere. That's part of what Christmas is about, right? It brings things to light. Things that maybe have been in the background are now brought to the foreground. We can see Christmas. It makes me think of a line in the movie The Santa Claus. Do you remember the conversation that Tim Allen had with Judy Tim when he was struggling with his new identity as Santa Claus? And they were having a conversation about what it means to believe, and she looked at him and said, "Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing." Man, I heard pastors jump all over that phrase. Believing is seeing. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believed, right? True, but our faith isn't blind. We believe our faith is revealed. And we believe that when we look, we see. See, I don't believe that Jesus, God, hides from us. We believe, inherent to our faith, is that if we're looking, God reveals Himself to us. We can't go looking all on our own for God. God has already gone looking for us, and God seeks to reveal Himself to us. Again, during Christmas, during Advent. Seeing is believing too. As a matter of fact, seeing is an important part of our faith. The earliest followers of Jesus saw Him after the resurrection, and it forever changed them, and it's changed many of us as well. Do you remember what Thomas said the first time he saw? Doubting Thomas, the tag that we put on him? My Lord and my God. Mary Magdalene, the prostitute, going to the garden looking for Jesus' body after His death. When the tomb was empty, Jesus approaches her, calls her by name, and what does she do when she goes back to the disciples? She reports, "I have seen the Lord." John, in his gospel, says, "We have seen the glory." The two disciples on the road to Emmaus, the day of the resurrection, remember they have this encounter with this person? And after Jesus revealing to them who He was and the breaking of the bread, they say, "Did our hearts not burn as He spoke to us?" They had seen Jesus. And Peter, in his second letter to the church, declares that we were eyewitnesses to His majesty. He's making reference to the time that he and James and John went up on the hill where Jesus was transfigured, where it became clear to them who Jesus was. But it was after the resurrection, when they saw Jesus alive, everything changed for them. Maybe for some of us, believing leads to sight. But in our faith, believing that it is revealed, believing that God comes to us, seeing is believing. And we believe that we can see, that when you look, you see things that you would otherwise miss. My wife has deep cobalt blue eyes. Now, as far as I'm concerned, they're the prettiest set of blue eyes that I've ever seen. But part of the reason for that is there are moments I look deep into her eyes. Probably in a way that no one else can because it would freak her out, to be honest with you. But she allows me moments to look deep into those beautiful blue eyes. And I see things in that moment that I don't see when I pass by her in the kitchen or walk by her in a house or when we're riding in the car together. It's when I look that I see. And I think the same is true for us. And I'm not trying to belabor the point here. But here's what I believe. This Christmas season that keeps coming around year after year after year, we can't get away from it. That God always moves back toward us. Even if it's just a date on the calendar. I think it's one way that God is trying to get our attention. God wants us in this moment, during this time, during this season, to stop and look. Because I believe that when we look, we will see. Some of us will see again, and some of us might see for the very first time. So here's my prayer for us as we continue our journey toward Christmas. That as we look for the Christ this Christmas season, that we see some again and some in a new way. That's my prayer for all of us. Grace and peace.